Today is Tuesday, June 4th, 2024, and today we are in Vermont. It's 9:15. We just parked at the parking area for the Sherburne Pass Trail. The inn at the Long Trail is right across the street, and we're going up to do Pico Peak for the New England 100 Highest. It is I think it's like 5.3 miles round trip. Not a very long hike. This trail used to be the Appalachian Trail and the Long Trail, but they did a reroute of it, so now it's just a trail. Pico is a ski area. There are some views, at least one view on the way up, looking out over the ski trails. And then after we do this hike, we're going to continue driving and go down to Mendon, which is quote unquote a bushwhack, but I think it's mostly going to be walking on old logging roads. Please register. Let's see what it looks like. There is a register. Okay, so I'm going to register and we'll be off. We're about a mile in right now, and the trail is just lovely. Look at that footbed. Soft, no rocks, really enjoyable. Bugs are pretty aggressive, but as long as I keep moving, I'm okay.
Put on the bug repellent.
Ooh. We're almost 2 miles up right now. We just popped out of the woods right here. Ski area boundary. You are on your own and should be prepared to spend the night in the woods. It's a dangerous and desolate area. 2 miles from a road, it's not that dangerous. Okay, so this is looking north, and we can, if it were clear, we'd be able to see Camel's Hump. Whew, there's some black flies here. And Mount Ellen. And on my Far Out app, it says that the actual viewpoint that we're going to get is just around the corner here. So maybe we'll have a little bit further view. So this, I guess, is a ski slope, maybe? I don't know what this is. I mean, Pico is a ski resort, and I'm assuming that was an access road that we just saw. I'm gonna kill this until we get to our next view. I am standing at the doorway to Pico Camp, looking out at one of the ski slopes on Killington. It still has snow on it. So the trail continues on right through here, but we're going out on a spur trail to the summit. So it's gonna come right up as the fire pit. It's gonna come up Blue Blaze and go uphill here 4/10 of a mile. And there's a little map. No fires, right on the fire pit. This is the interior. You could put, I suppose you could put a bunch of people in here if you had to, like 16, but probably 8 would be nicer. It's very hot in here. I don't know. They said the windows, oh yeah, they do open somehow. And they latch. Okay, super hot in here. There's a privy around the back side. And then I've got chicken wire on the door. Does that keep the bears out? I don't know. I didn't see a food locker or anything. Oh, let me come down so you can see what it looks like. There it is, Pico camp. And the toilet is out this way somewhere. I have no idea how far away. Oh, right there. Right up in here. Okay. This is, and there's a sign right here that says, if you go south, you'll hit the long trail. /AT1/2, I think it says 0.9. And Copper Lodge. Okay, so we're doing an out and back. We're gonna come back by here and then go back down that way. Trails were very smooth compared to New Hampshire trails. This is the summit area, so there's a blaze on this pipe, and then this looks like it was a cairn at some point, and it has some blue. And this is all ski operations up here, so there's a cell phone tower, Pico Summit Dogs, hiker warming hut, looking over this way to Killington. Ooh, bugs are buzzing. And the trail comes down this way, right near, comes out near a ski lift, right there. We have some views over here. Super hazy. Oh, snakes. Snake skins. No, not snake skins. I thought they were, but they weren't. It was just rope. Oh, that's pretty looking that way. And then here, and I'll shoot when I go back over there. This is the view from the ski lift, quite near to the summit of Pico. I'm being swarmed by black flies, even though there's a breeze. Hey, that's a big mountain right there. It's so hazy, it doesn't even show on this. See it?
Mm-hmm.
What's that? I have to look. Killington. Of course, right here. Maybe that's Mendon. Could it be? We're heading to there are 3 of the New England 100 highest right in a little area. Killington, of course, is a 4,000 footer, and Mendon and Pico are not. And that is looking pretty big. All right, we're gonna head back down. So the trail goes down 49er for a second, then it goes into the woods, then it crosses. Maybe it's an access road, maybe it's a ski trail that's sort of flat. I don't know what it is.
I think if it looks like it's tire treads, then it's a road.
I don't know. Don't they? I don't know. The top of Wildcat is pretty flat in some places. I don't know. In any case, we cross a couple man-made little road things, and then it's all back into the woods. Oh, yes, let's get a breeze. Wow, the bugs were really bad up there. Okay, so here we go. We're going to enter the woods. I mean, this is obviously ski trail. I think the other thing, we immediately come right out. So right here, we go into the woods for about 40 feet. Everything is super well blazed. There's double blazes when just like the littlest thing happens. So kind of extraneous blazes, I would say. So we get onto this. There's a double blaze right there. Hello. I don't know if my thing is recording. There it is. And then another double blaze. Back into the woods. We pop out again, across another road like that. Probably the same road. And then we'll be heading downhill kind of steeply. Between the summit and Pico camp was really the only climbing, substantial climbing. So we should be back at the car in no time. It took about an hour and 40 minutes, including stopping, to get up. But it should be, I would think, like an hour and 15 maybe to go down, maybe faster. You could run it if you wanted to. A lot of it is super flat or not rooty or rocky. It is now 1 o'clock and we are at the Buckland Trailhead. So coming down from Pico was pretty uneventful. Smooth sailing. We finished up in 3 hours. Drove over here, which was an 8-mile drive. Buckland Trail serves Killington. So if you want to go up Killington, you can just right up there. The parking area is quite large. There were 2 cars in it besides ours. I don't see any facilities. And we are going to jump on a logging road right there and walk out. We're going up to Mendon now. So this is a trailless peak in theory, but there's a bunch of logging roads. So let's see how it goes. We're about a mile in now on logging roads, or I don't even know, forest, whatever they are. There was a camp maybe a half mile in. Up to there it was really quite drivable, except there's a gate so you can't get through there. But it's gotten a little more overgrown. Still relatively clear, much clearer than I expected. We're gonna come up to a spot in a couple tents where it looks like you can split, and the high route is to the left and it's just a continuation of the road. And then to the right, it looks actually on the map like a trail, and it goes along water. The last trail report I saw that was of any interest to me, like that was not a winter report. The person, now this is not it though. I gotta look at my map. I believe we go straight here. The person took the high route because they wanted, it was their belief that it would be drier. And it's my belief also. It's a little bit longer, like 1/10 of a mile longer. But I suspect I'm gonna go to the left or stay straight when we get to that split. Black flies are swarming our head, so even I have on a head net. They don't seem to be biting too much, but we haven't stopped, so maybe if you stop you'll get eaten alive. I don't know. We're about halfway down what I would dub the high route, and it turns out that I think it's the only way you're supposed to go. Boundary markers are indicated by red blazing, like big blazing along a whole bunch of trees. And when we got up to the split, that area was blazed, so they don't want you going to the right. And then when we got a little further on, there's a split that goes up to Killington, and that was also blazed on that side. So this is where they want you to be. We're gonna come together with the low road in maybe 4/10 of a mile. So I don't know what's gonna happen there, but from there, on the map that I'm using, it's indicated as a dashed line, not a road, which is like a double dashed line. So I think it's going to become single track. But it is on a map. I mean, this is supposed to be a trailless peak, so we'll see what it is. Yeah, it's not particularly overgrown, so that's good. Wide open woods and shaded. So it's kind of as good as it can get. Seen a whole bunch of toads. Also over on Pico. Lots and lots of toads today. And red squirrels and chipmunks, and that's about it. We have come up this way. We've still been on Logging Road, Skidder Road. I mean, it's been switchbacking up over here, and it was quite steep for a while. The sun is bad. There is a bucket hanging on this tree and an arrow pointing the way. So we're going to go that way to go to the summit.
It's about 0.6 to the summit.
Okay, we're a little over half a mile. And then there's a spur this way with a rescue sled. What else is out here? I believe there's a view out here. I thought there was a little loop, but maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I think there is a loop, though. I don't know what's in there. I'm not going to open it. All right, I'm not really sure where to go. I show a spur.
Yeah, this is the spur.
Okay, it's downhill. I don't know how I feel about that.
It goes about another 25 feet.
Does it though?
Actually.
That's more than 25 feet.
Here, this is what it looks like on my map.
We're already at it.
Yeah, we're sort of at it, so I don't know what you'll see if you go down.
Let's go to the summit first, and then we'll see how we feel on the way out. I thought there was a tiny little blurb.
What does far out say?
Do you have a signal here?
Yeah.
Can you turn on public tracks? I was looking at so many hikes in Vermont that they're already on. Okay. 'Cause there's definitely one of these has a little blurb. It might be Dorset. I don't remember now. Ugh. Too much information in my brain, but not enough specific information. Okay, so we're going to head up this way to the summit. It was quite steep climbing there, but it was nice wide open roads. This is a bit wet, and I think we're losing the road, but we have about 250 feet of climb left. So that's not too bad. Haven't seen anyone else all day. I don't really expect to see anyone. This is definitely not a road here. We're about a half mile from the summit, but we're just kind of ambling along the summit ridge on a little herd path. That's definitely used by moose in the winter. And there are little side paths that you can look down and see moose excrement. So they're up here in the winter. It's beautiful. Lots of ferns and blue bead lily and club moss, bunchberry. We still have some painted trilliums blooming. It's really nice. Still buggy. Not as bad as down low though. We are out on the viewpoint before you get to the summit of Mendon. This is Pico right there. Killington there. This bump right here is a false summit when you're climbing up Mendon. It's kind of a bummer. And this is Little Killington. And this is kind of looking towards the south, so they're all 3,000 feet and less out there, and it's pretty hazy. The black flies are terrible right here. There's no wind. So we're gonna keep moving. That was just a little spur, but the trail kind of obviously went that way. Now I'm not sure where to go. I gotta consult my map, I think. Oh, right here. So we came up from here. Okay. All right, so we should be hitting the treed-in summit. Less than 1/10 of a mile. It's pretty woods. And it smells like balsam. This is the summit canister. The trail basically ends right here. It's not really on the high point. It's just 10 feet past the high point maybe. It opens on the top, and it is filled with a sopping wet register that you can't write in because it's sopping wet. The last person who signed in was in 2022. I tried to sign it, but it was pointless. So I don't know. That's the second one in a row that had a top closure where everything was sopping wet. It feels like those are the only ones I've ever encountered that were wet, and everything else I've ever seen was bottom closing. So I don't know if there's just a fundamental flaw in a top closing canister, but that's okay. I don't need to sign it. All right, and the bugs were pretty bad there. And I think it was a little over 4 miles. And how long did that take? 2:20? 2:15. Okay. So that's a pretty good time. I mean, it is mostly on like old logging roads, so it was good footing for most of it.
It was just that last couple of miles.
Couple of miles?
Actually, no, last mile was steep.
Last mile was steep. And even that, though, was on skidder roads for most of it. Just this little top section, half mile or so, has been single track, and some of it's really nice. It's not all eroded. Okay, so I don't know how much more I'll shoot because there wasn't much to see on this. We did a couple water crossings, so there is water. It was flowing pretty well too. I don't think it's anything that's like a seasonal. So 2.5 miles in roughly was our first water crossing. So you could definitely fill up there. And then there was at least one more after that. I don't think there was water on Pico particularly. There was a little bit of drainage, but I don't think anything that's going to last in the height of summer. Okay, so we're going to head down. I'm thinking about that rescue sled, and I don't think there's anything there. I was thinking of, no, I was thinking of a different hike. So I'm not going to go off on a wild goose chase out there. I'm just going to head back now. All right. It was 76 at the car. It feels like it's 86 up here. I don't know. It's hot in the sun. Whew. All right. Well, assuming we don't have a problem on the way out, that was a successful day. It was to get to Pico was like a 2-hour. Was it 2:10?
Yeah.
Something like that. So comparable to most of the rides in the White Mountains. Nothing, extra far.